before Sheikh Nasser, many ulama mentioned this specific matter, and that these diseases tend to affect طلاب العلم and dua and those deemed righteous more than others. Look no further than these so-called Muslim communities around you. The fallouts, the quarrels, the disputes among the organizations and board members and leaders, and they're supposedly created for what? Da'wah. Ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah said, love of leadership is the root of transgression and oppression. Al-Fudayl ibn Iyad said, everyone who loves leadership will envy and will transgress and will seek the faults of others and will despise when anyone's ever mentioned and praised before him. In Mirqat al-Mafatih, Sharaf al-Din al-Tibi said, in summary and in meaning, he said, love of leadership is among the last moral heart vices that righteous people fall into. Love of leadership is among the last moral heart vices that righteous religious people fall into. Let me explain what that means in a parable. We touched on it in the previous classes, but track runners, for example, the 110-meter hurdle race, they have 10 hurdles. Righteous people run over those hurdles easily. The first one being, for example, zina, riba, sihr. They jump over that hurdle with no problem. Second one, namima, they jump over it with no problem. The third one may be, for example, various doubts and desires. They jump over it with no problem. The third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, they hop over them with no problem. That 10th and last hurdle, the righteous slip and fall on it and trip on it. It's the love of leadership and its twin diseases like love of fame and popularity and the love to be praised. That parable of that last hurdle is what's meant when ulama say love of leadership is considered the last vice to leave the heads of the truthful people, as-siddiqeen. Sharaf al-Din al-Tibi said, people wean themselves off from desires and doubts. They push themselves into various forms of ibadat. Then they appear to be religious, and the laymen and masses begin to accept them for their appearance. And those who are deemed righteous begin to love how people praise them and serve them and honor them and venerate them. And people begin to push them to the forefront and center of events and other leadership statuses. Of course, he's talking about those who begin to enjoy that. He said they then begin to fall into the trap of this desire. And his astonishing last statement is, he said, those people, they begin to think their ibadah, reciters, dua, ulama, those people begin to think their ibadah is solely for the sake of Allah, but that hidden desire that they were blinded from realizing they had places that person's name with Allah among the munafiqeen, while he's been thinking all along that he's among the muqarrabeen, the forerunners nearest to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's an internal deception no one is free from but the very truthful and sincere people.